Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 6 Sunrise podcast. Here, let's continue from where we left off India Afghanistan game. What was your initial thought? Like, did you think it's going to be easy win, or were you slightly worried maybe there might be a spin threat?
Well, I think the way our bowling, performed against Australia, I was expecting, us to take Afghanistan down much lower than what they actually scored. Like they scored 272. I wasn't,
272.
I
Yeah.
wasn't really expecting, Afghanistan to go and score that much. But credit to them, credit to, both Shahidi and Azmatullah for the way they played. Credit to Afghanistan. But again, uh, there was a spin threat, but if we were able to capitalize on the first few overs, with the new ball, I don't think they have uh, not to discredit, Navin Ulok or any bowler that they have, but their quality uh, was not as threatening as what Stark and Hazel would post. So if we were able to capitalize on that, then we were able, I thought we would be in a good shape, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. As you rightly pointed out, the bowlers again won the game for us here. They, even though it was not, even though they were not able to bowl them on down before 200 for a Delhi pitch, the previous game I think that's where the South African scored like 400 or something against Sri
Yeah,
Lanka, and Sri
yeah.
Lanka scored like 300 plus. So considering more than 700 runs were scored there, we were expecting 300 plus, and so the 272 was technically a below par score, which is exactly what we saw when we started batting,
Hmm.
especially the Rohit Sharma, the way that he started. He just made it up for everything that he missed in the first game.
Yep.
Right from ball one, he started smacking, and he had like 5 sixes and 16 fours. That set the tone for him from then on in this World Cup.
Right. I think the one other player has gone under the radar this tournament. Not talked about much as like the other bowlers. Kuldeep Yadav has been having a great tournament so far. We usually see him taking a lot of wickets, but his economy is not that much. But in almost all the games, he's bowled very economically. Against Australia, 10 overs 42, 10 overs 40 against Afghanistan, uh, against Bangladesh, 10 overs 47, uh, and even against
Yeah,
Pakistan,
he's
10 overs 35 for 2 wickets. He's bowled the first 4 games were brilliant. He bowled really economically against Afghanistan as well. Kisat Siraj was a concern that day, 9 overs for 76 without any wicket. That was concerning, but Bumrah more than made it up for him. Too good. Bumrah was too good.
Yeah, I mean, right since his comeback, I was a little worried that how he is going to, he didn't have enough game time. Whether will he be the same Bumrah that he was? But as we discussed in the Asia Cup, that he's been back with a bang, like significantly better than how he was,
Hmm.
is what I
Hmm.
feel, and he's actually getting better, which is a big thing considering how well he played in the Asia Cup. He's been getting better day by day, game by game, and I really hope, like, touch wood, I really hope this continues into the semi-finals and
One
finals if we
aspect
were
that
to
I
make.
like about Bumrah is he's a great thinker of the game. He thinks about the game a lot, and his bowling, of course, he has pace and all of that skills in his locker. But the way he bowls, it's just what he thinks. He knows how a batter is going to play and kind of bowls. Um, just he's one step ahead of the batter. It looks like that way when he bowls. Suddenly bowling the Yorker. We all know he has a great Yorker, and if he wants, he can bowl 6 Yorkers in an over. But he doesn't do that. But he thinks about it. He sets up a batsman and then comes up with a Yorker. Has an occasional slower ball here and there. His thinking ability is what makes him stand out, and he's been using that to a great extent. I'm going to talk about that thinking ability in the Pakistan game, if you know what I mean. But in this game as well,
Yeah,
he bowled exceptionally well. And then in the batting, of course, it was the hitman show. Uh, he just took the game away in the first 10 overs. There was nothing they could do. Uh, when he,
I remember I remember the commentators were repeatedly asking where is Rashid Khan, because when Rashid Khan came in, India was already played 15 overs or so,
yeah,
and the game was done and dusted there in
yeah,
first 15 overs.
yeah.
And so when he came in, within his first or second over, he picked up Ishan Kishan, and so they were like, imagine what he would have done if he had come earlier. But I think it was too late. It
No,
was
I
already
think
done.
Rohit Sharma was in a kind of form that on that day the bowler did not matter for him. He was looking the way he batted. I mean, even when Rashid Khan came on, right, he was able to score runs of Rashid Khan. Of course, he ultimately got out Rashid, but then not
Yeah,
before he hit few sixes and he's batted him out pretty considerably well. But again, the way Rohit Sharma played that game, is the hallmark of the new look hitman. Because he's not, in the past, Rohit Sharma would start a little slow and then pick up in the middle overs and the death overs and score big daddy hundreds. But he's going for it in the power play. He wants to set the tone in the power play, and he's done that. Just with the exception of the Australia game, the way he's come in and batted, his strike rates, the way the six hitting ability that he has displayed, it's just a treat to watch.
yeah. I think as you mentioned, like except Australia game, every time he haven't gotten 100, except this one. He haven't gotten 10, like 300s or 400s or 550s. But that's not what he's playing for. He's just coming in and okay, first 10 overs. If I stayed there, the team score is going to be at least 80.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is his target. And more often than not, as long as he's there, the run rate has been up and above 7 or 8 easily, which I think that is, in addition to our bowlers bowling really well, with this kind of starting power play, is making the next batter's job extremely easier.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what has been helping us chasing down targets in 35 overs, 40 overs. Except today, I don't think we have batted more than 40 or 42 overs.
Yeah.
I think big credit goes to Rohit Sharma,
Mm-hmm.
except the first game.
And then of course
But
Virat Kohli coming in the back of 50, back to back 50s for him. Good solid knock from Ishan after getting out cheaply against Australia. This is a good confidence booster for him.
yeah,
But
even here he was slightly struggling. He took his time, but he was afforded to take his time because Rohit Sharma was going that
mhm,
far, that
mhm,
well. I remember, I think I complained to you or something when
yeah,
the game was going on.
we were
But
texting.
before he got out, it was good that he made it up for that. He was able to get some boundaries and sixes.
Mhm.
And I think many people have said this before, so I might be reiterating, but yeah, it would be really good if he could uh, start taking singles in the power plays. I know it's hard to take singles in power plays, but probably he needs to play with soft hands here and there rather than going for every ball, like smacking at it. And so that's what is causing him to, struggle with a lot of dot balls, in my opinion.
Right. But then, yeah, I mean,
But
good solid game, back to back wins going into the big game against Pakistan. Rivalry game, all of that. We have had the edge over them, but there have been questions, because of the games in the past where how was your top order gonna fare against their seam bowling against Shine Afridi, and then how are they gonna play when Babar and Rizwan, if they are batting well, how are we gonna go? And I think we had answers to all of those questions and more in that game.
and the person who answered is again Rohit Sharma
Hmm.
in batting. But before going into the batting, we need to talk about the bowling again one more time and look at the. If you were to look at the bowling card, it's Bumrah name which is like yelling at you. 2 wicket for 19 runs in 7 overs. That's like steal. Against a quality batting lineup like Pakistan in Ahmedabad pitch, which it seems around generally based on what we have seen in IPL and stuff, but it is a batting paradise. in general.
Mm-hmm.
So in such a ground, you were not expecting 191 all out for sure,
That's
right?
true.
What do you think might have went wrong for Pakistan here, or whether it is just Indian bowling that
I,
was too much
I
for them?
mean, I think the quality, just the quality of the bowling, right? They had a good start. Both Imam and Shafiq played well. Uh, but then Siraj came in, he had the ability to nip the ball in and take a wicket. And even when uh, Babar and Rizwan was going well, we had a quality ball from Siraj, and then that ball from Bumrah to Rizwan. That's when I talk. That's why I said I was going to talk about his thinking ability there. How many
Mhm.
bowlers would have thought to bowl an off cutter at that situation? I'm very few bowlers in the world currently, and even all the bowlers who have bowled before would have wanted to bowl an off pace ball, an off cutter when someone was batting, at 49 or 69. But the three things: one, the idea to come up with something ingenuity, the ingenuity that he
Mhm.
had to come up with that, the execution, just the execution. Okay, we'll bowl an off cutter, but he could have bowled an off cutter anywhere, but just exactly hitting the top of off stump, an off cutter, off pace delivery, just the idea, the execution, uh, sheer skill from Bumrah. That kind of changed the game a little bit. The Siraj wicket of Azam and his wicket of Rizwan changed the game. They were batting well. They were at 155 for two, and then as soon as the two wickets went, that's it. They were all out for 190.
Yeah, I think it was also, yeah, that was an unfortunate scenes from Pakistan point of view to lose 6 wickets or 7 wickets, say like in
40 runs.
40 over for 40 runs. That's something that they want to look past for sure. And one bowler that we did not talk about so far is Hardik Pandya.
Hmm.
He's been considered as a batting all-rounder, but the way that he's been bowling throughout all these games until the last game that he got injured, every time he comes in, a, it's not that he was under pressure because our top order has been bowling reasonably well, especially from Siraj, but exceptionally well from Bumrah's side. And so he's either coming in as a, to fill in Bumrah's space because we need to save his over for later. So he needs to he needs to be right on the money because he can't leak runs considering how economical Bumrah was before him, or he's coming in as a replacement for Siraj. So he had delivered every time. Either he takes wicket or he's being economical.
Hmm.
So in this game, he took 2 wickets for 34 in 6 overs. That's you will take it any day from your premium
Of
bowler,
course.
and to get that from your batting all rounder, that's a big bonus that
Again,
India has.
quality performance from Hardik, especially the wicket of Imam where he conceded the four, the previous ball, something he yelled at the ball and then bowled and got a wicket. I wonder what I wonder if he reveals what
Dark
he
magic.
yeah. I wonder if he would reveal what he said, because I would, when I'm bowling in any game I would yell the same thing and get a wicket. but but yeah, good performance from Hardik as well, like you said. We talked before the tournament as well, whether Hardik and Shardul Thakur will be, combined will be our fifth bowler. That had been the case until Hardik got injured, but uh, it didn't look like he was a part timer. He's a proper bowler. He if not for his injury record, he could bowl 10 overs of quality 10 overs every single game. But considering his injuries and everything, he's taken in as a batting all rounder, and he's doing the job. And then five bowlers, two wickets each. That's a complete team performance. In the bowling,
Yeah,
complete team performance,
and
just brilliant.
again, Rohit Sharma may started with an icing on a cake with another 80 from 60,
Oh man,
and
I
once
he was
again
set
with
for a
the
hundred.
what Yes, I mean, once again he took the game away from the opponent, and as you said, he was well set for 100, but he just wanted to keep going.
Hmm.
So he just went for it. Unfortunately, it just landed on his throat,
That's that's
Ishtakar's
been
throat,
that's
and
been the hallmark for him, right? You know, whether he's on 86, whether he's on 98, whether he's on 5, 6, he's just going for it. There is no slowing down. I've I've not seen him slow down at any phase of the innings. In his batting, he slowed down in the past. He had good starts, and he slowed down in the past, or he starts slow and then catches up in the later parts. Even a couple of years ago. But in this tournament, there's just no slowing down. He's just going for his shots. He gets out, he gets out. But before he gets out, he's making sure that he's caused enough damage so that the other guys can have it easy.
yeah, I think that has been. I think he, as we discussed in the Asia Cup or during Asia Cup time, you are the one who mentioned it, right? So he
Hmm.
had previously said it out open that we want to play this kind of cricket,
Hmm.
and he is still he's still walking the talk.
And I'm glad
That's
that he's
I
the one
think
doing it. He's not letting anyone else, take it. When he says we have to be aggressive and showing intent in the power play, he's the one coming out and doing it. And when your captain says something and sticks up to that task, uh, it becomes a little bit, comforting for your team.
yes, and I think here again the first time Kohli has quote unquote failed, but it didn't. It was not a big deal considering what we were chasing was significantly less,
Hmm.
and also at that time Rohit Sharma was going berserk that it doesn't matter who is batting with him because he's scoring most of the runs. That's how
Yeah.
it was. That's how it looked like. And but again, Shreyas Iyer finally after that failure, and the last game he was able to play some good strokes, but in this game he got his half century, and that would have definitely give him significant, like a lot of confidence.
Well
You know.
deserved half century as well. He played well against Afghanistan also, but in this game he supported Rohit Sharma very well until he was batting, and then after Rohit got out, he took the lead and he took the responsibility of finishing the game with Rahul. Uh, into the into the third game of the tournament, our top five has all scored runs. I mean, Shubman Gill did not play the first two games, but uh, the guys who played all three games had scored at least one half century, which is really great
Yeah.
because that has not happened in any of the tournaments. Very recent ICC tournaments. It was just the top three trying to pull all the weight, and the middle order, when they were called into action, more often than not came up short. But this time, four out of the five guys who played in the top five has half centuries within the first three games. That is a great sign for the batting. Uh, there have been talks of our batting being light, and after Jadeja at 7, we have a light. We are going with the uh, long tail and all of that. But if the top five plays this way, I'm not concerned.
Well said. I mean, if I remember correctly, the point he made was our top order scoring most of the run. That started in 2013
Mm-hmm.
in the
Challenge
Champions
trophy.
Trophy when Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma started opening. It started there. I think until then we were sure we were a good batting team, but we were never top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, it was Shikhar, Rohit, and Kohli. That's it. Like after that, yes, we had some quality batters, we had some quality players, and Dhoni was there in the end. Most of the time, if there is a struggle, he just comes in and plays his calming innings, and he tries his best to finish it. It depends on who is playing with him. He was able to finish it or not. But this tournament, I think it started in the first game, right,
Mm-hmm.
with Australia. The first game, you're done. Your top three is done, not technically top three, the top two and four are done. So you need to find a way to come out of it because we have tried this before, we failed. This time, successfully, we were able to come out. And as we previously mentioned, that would have given immense confidence to the entire team. And we were able to see that in the tournament progress so far until today. So today, as we are recording, it's India New Zealand just been over. But yeah, so I think we could move on to the next game.
Yep.
It's India Bangladesh.
Once again, I think the bowlers stand out, especially after a big opening partnership like that to come back and restrict them to 256. At many points, it looked like they were going to go over 300 until they lost like 5 wickets. But then we come back, picked up wickets at regular intervals. Bumrah was again phenomenal, 10 overs, 41 for 2 wickets. And then Kuldeep Yadav as well, 10 overs, 47. Um, we restricted again the pitch. Pune, they were 20-30 runs below par. And when we.
Well, according to Nasser Hussain, they were 100 runs short. He actually, before the start of the game, he mentioned the par scores could be 350 based on the pitch.
But I mean, yeah,
So-
of course. But that's probably because they were playing against India 100 run short. But 256 again. It was a mid. It was not a low total. I would say
yeah.
that it's not a total where you can just coast to victory. Still take some doing. And again, once again, Rohit Sharma came in and just smacked it.
Set the tone.
Once again. Big partnership with Shubman Gill. He was the one guy who hadn't had a 50 so far because he just played one game. But with this game, all of our top 5 have 50s now.
Yeah. So that, I think that gave us the confidence out there. But the biggest deal here was the goalie's calculative 100 in the end. But I don't want to jump the gun here. We need to talk about bowling a little bit. I want to point out one little thing. And as you correctly mentioned, Bangladesh was going really strong. They were scoring over 6 runs per over, and they haven't lost a single wicket. Finally, Lithan Das was firing for them, who everyone rated really high, and he finally started scoring this game. But from 93 for 0 to losing like top 3, 4, like out of their top 4, 5 players, only the 2 players scored more than 20 runs, which is the sad part for them. But again, their talisman, Musfiqur Rahim, he joined hands with Muhammadullah, and they were able to take the team to at least a reasonable score of 256. Otherwise, as you previously mentioned, they would have been all out for probably 180 or 170.
But I mean, they were missing Shakib as well, one of their star players. But
yeah, I think they're still missing, right?
Yeah. You can only beat what's in front of you. Like in a tournament, when this is a saying that it's there in every sport where you say, oh, you can only beat what's in front of you. If it's Bangladesh without Shakib Al Hasan, it's Bangladesh without Shakib Al Hasan. You play and beat them. In no way, shape, or form that it's a victory even before you try and play. But Jadeja, once again, exceptional. He's been having a good tournament with the ball so far. Very economical, picks up wickets in regular intervals. He once again was proved how effective he is in Indian pitches. Big wickets of the captain Shanto and Leighton Das, 10 overs for 38, exceptional spell. And again, when you bowl first and then you bundle the opposition out, 20-30 runs below par, you already have an upper hand going into the batting. And when Rohit Sharma starts like that, it gets even bigger. The other funny thing was Kohli bowled after a long time. Unfortunately for us, Hardik got injured.
Yes, I think that was that's a sad part, but the good thing there is it is well in middle of the league stage,
Yeah.
and I was told, or based on what we have read, it is a minor injury. So we're hoping for him to come make a comeback. If not in the next game, at least within 2 games,
Hmm.
and hopefully he'll be fully fit and back to his best before we get into the semifinals. Because based on the current team combination, it would probably be Hardik Pandya and Shami. Both of them will be inside. And but let's. I don't want to go too much into the next game. Let's finish talking about this game
Yeah.
where Virat Kohli, where he was playing with Rahul. If I remember correctly, he was 77 or 78. So he needed 22 runs to win. He needed 22 runs for century, and team needed 22 runs to win. I don't know how he was able to make that to work. Yes, he had said he had not run singles maybe twice or thrice in total,
Hmm.
but it's not that he took one whole over not running singles. No, he ran two and he went for boundaries
Right.
and he was able to make it.
Very calculated innings. I mean, chase master. He's the one and only chase master, and he showed it. Even when they bowled wide, when we had I think 2 runs to win, there was a wide. Probably I don't know if it's deliberate, but it was just fired down the leg side, and then the next
Yeah.
ball to hit a six and get to 100. It was just epic. Anchoring the chase once again. We had a great start, yes, but we lost a couple of wickets. And
Mm-hmm.
but then he stood, anchored the chase with Shreyas Iyer first, and then with KL Rahul once again, finishing the game with maybe 8.5 overs to spare. Once again, a statement. There were question marks over Virat Kohli's form and his ability to score hundreds and all of that. He's answered them in style this tournament.
Yep, definitely. That was one hell of a innings, and so at this time we have won 4 out of 4 games,
Hmm.
and Virat Kohli has scored 100, 250s. So except with Pakistan, he had scored against everyone.
Right.
That's where he was. And as we already discussed, Rohit Sharma has been in the form of his life in this tournament so far, except the first game.
When you look at the
So we are,
scorecard, it doesn't look like Rohit Sharma is, oh yeah, 48, he had a start and he didn't convert. 46, he had a start, he didn't convert. It's not just any start. Like if you look at the game situation, when the game's actually playing out, he's just taking the attack to the opposition in a way that uh, it just kind of it makes everything easy for the people to follow. Just the way the strokes, the big sixes he's hitting, especially
Mhm.
showing his biceps and all after hitting a six. That was a really funny moment. Uh, but it's just not just any start he's giving. He's giving us a start in the power play like we've never had before.
yeah. So there was a statistics that I saw during New Zealand India New Zealand game where they were showing, or probably it was India Bangladesh game. I'm not sure, where they were showing India's batting power play run rates. It was 4.5 for 2021, I
Hmm.
guess, and then 2022 it was 5.6 something,
Hmm.
and this year it is 6.3.
Right.
And the biggest credit goes to Rohit Sharma. I don't think anyone else can even fight for that.
Oh,
And
definitely. The way he's played, yeah,
I
brilliant.
yeah, I would give some credit to Gill because he was able to rotate strikes and make sure Rohit Sharma is mostly on strike. But it was always Rohit Sharma has been taking the attack to the opponent right from the word go, and every time it pitched short, it's just going for six. I think there was a screenshot that has been floating around in social media that his average against short ball is 400 plus or something for this year.
If you bowl short ball, it's going for six. There is no other question. I, I think in this tournament, every short ball he's faced has gone minimum for six. Might be one or two fours here and there, but mostly like huge sixes. Yeah. But even when he's not got on the short ball, he's used his feet really well. He's come down the track, not just to the spinners, but to the fast bowlers as well. And he's been, hitting them for sixes. Again, once again, setting the tone, but Kohli was the star. Brilliant. Another funny thing was who should have gotten the man of the match and all of that, right? Uh,
Yeah, I
Good
remember there
spirits.
was the talk that Kohli stole the man of the match from
Jadeja.
Jadeja, which yes, it would look like that way, but both of them, I'm sure
Ah,
they were both of them happy that
of
India
course,
was able to
of
come on
course.
top of
I
the
think
win.
really good team spirit. Setting in the dressing room, Jadeja got a medal and all of that.
Yeah,
So I think one highlight of this tournament so far has been team spirit. Again, touch wood. I'm a really superstitious guy, afraid of Nazar a lot, but touchwood, our team spirit has been fantastic this tournament. I think that's probably what's motivating us to perform like this. Everybody is in great spirits. Everybody seems to be enjoying each other's company. Everybody's happy with their roles that they're having, and they're performing it
and everyone is happy for the other's success.
exactly. And
That's one of the most thing, right?
great camaraderie in the team right now. There has been talk again, a lot of rumors about rift between senior players and all of that. But this tournament, it has
They have
been
put everything to rest. Yeah,
this tournament has been just super, uh, and it's great to see a team enjoying itself, enjoying each other's performance. Very very good scenes, and our biggest test probably after the Australia game was this one. Yes, Pakistan was a tough game, but the next game against New Zealand was probably our biggest
yep.
test, considering the
So when
form
it comes to,
New Zealand is in and our history.
despite the tough history, we were able to make a resounding comeback and remarkable win against New Zealand. You all know about it. We'll talk more about it in our next episode. Thank you for tuning in to Sunrise Podcast, episode 6. Have a good day.